awesome people of the internet. Today's quote is awesome, as always. I'm just gonna read it out first because I have no story of where this came from. I just picked it up somewhere within the last 2 years or something, and it goes, failure is not always failure. That's it. That's the quote. I guess I picked it up at somebody speaking at some event, and it was just a big part of his overall speech or something. I don't know. But what I like about this quote is the depth of it. Failure is not always failure. It's super short, but it tells me something. It reminds me to look through my failures, what I with my human and limited eyes see as big fat failures that should have never happened, that is gonna rule my life forever. You know, like my catastrophe brain is gonna think like half of the time to do anything wrong. We don't see the bigger picture. If you believe in karma, or you believe in God, or you believe in some kind of spirituality, or you just believe in mankind, you know that as one person, I only see things from my perspective. So I have no reason to think that my perspective is the only right perspective. What looks like a failure to me might have saved someone's day, or might have been a little piece of the puzzle of a bigger picture. A little thing could be like yesterday when I went to work, I accidentally misjudged a situation and gave somebody a hug, and we weren't going to do that apparently. And all the way into the changing room, I was just thinking about how stupid I was because I wasn't supposed to give that hug. I saw that as a huge failure, and who cares? First of all, maybe the other person didn't even think about it. So maybe it was just a neutral action. Maybe it was a success, because I don't know what kind of day this person had. Maybe what they needed was a hug and some recognition, even though they didn't expect it. I don't know. So that's a small thing. And also in the larger picture, I once had to quit being the head of a board for a youth union we have, because that was just not for me. And that looked like a big failure to me. But in the bigger picture, a year after where we are now, I can see that the person who took over that position on the board needed that position, really needed that position. It wasn't my failure, it turned into his success. So just remember that life is not as simple as it looks, and your failures are not always failures. And even if they are failures, you will have learned something from them, and therefore they are not failures. They are just life that happened to you. And that's okay. Just remember that maybe you failed this thing so a better opportunity can come your way. A failure is not a failure. It could be a success. It could be a new chance. It could be love for another person. It could be anything but failure. Failure does not exist. Failure is only in the limit of our own minds. And I just want you to remember that. So now you know what to do. Go down to the comments, share some of your wisdom of what this quote gave to you, how you feel about it, and that way we will share our wisdom and be wiser together. Awesome. And I'll just end this by reading the quote once again, okay? Failure is not always failure. Bye!